Om.
Om.
Om. Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru is the creator, Guru is the preserver, Guru is transformer, Guru is the absolute Lord himself within creation and beyond. Salutations to that Shri Guru. Narayana Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Beginning with Narayana, through Adi Shankaracharya in between and up to my own preceptor, I bow with reverence to the entire tradition of preceptors. Beginning with Sadashiva through Adi Shankaracharya in between and up to my own preceptor, I bow with reverence to the entire tradition of preceptors. Om Dhyanamoolam Gururmurtihi Poojamulam Gururpadam Mantramulam Gururvakyam Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa. The root of meditation is the form of the Guru. The root of worship is the feet of the Guru. The root of mantra is the word of the Guru. The root of liberation is the grace of the Guru. Shri Guru is the root of salvation. Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. O Master of the Universe, our protector, the one who takes away all our sufferings, one who gives happiness and contentment to all, we contemplate and meditate to the Creator of the universe in the form of His knowledge and pure brilliance. Please motivate us to perform good deeds. Help us to bring out the best in us and help us to bring out the best in others.
Thank you, Padmaji. We bow down and welcome all the divine Atmajyotis to today's Gita Satsang. So, before we go into today's proceedings, so generally our sessions have 2-3 aspects mainly. One is the dhyana. So before we go into understanding of Bhagavad Gita, dhyana helps us to, first of all, energize and to clean our mind. So we'll be learning some small and short practices. That is one thing. Of course, the chanting and the learning of the meaning. So as we go into the session today, we will go a little more deeper. But as a first step, usually after the prayer, we do a short practice. So today, we will do a short practice, which we call as the stomach breathing or deep breathing. So all of us would be aware of this particular technique. It's very simple. You all may already understand that breath, body, and the mind, they're interconnected. When you want to slow one of them down, when you slow one of them, the other two naturally slow down. For example, by learning to breathe slowly and consciously, you can make the number of thoughts that cross your mind, you can reduce them. You can also feel that as sense of calmness and relaxation in your body. So like that, simple, slow and deep breathing helps you. So let us get into the practice. So how do we do it? So I request all of you, first of all, to sit straight. Bring your feet together. And you can place your palms on your thighs comfortably, facing upwards. And gently close your eyes. And gently keep your inner vision where you keep the kumkum in between your eyebrows, which is also called as the Agna Chakra, the seat of your intelligence. Simply become aware of your breathing. However you are breathing, simply become aware of that. Now, as if you are filling water into a glass, slowly start inhaling till your lungs feel full. As a first step, for a couple of times, slowly inhale as if you're filling water into a glass, into your lungs, and slowly exhale till your lungs are fully empty. Now, when you're inhaling, just become aware of your stomach as if you're blowing air into a balloon. Just notice how your stomach rises when you're inhaling. So inhale slowly and completely, and also notice your stomach rising. When you're exhaling, now notice how your stomach is falling down. As if you're breathing into your stomach, you now slowly and completely breathe in as if you're blowing air into your stomach. Notice how it enlarges. And now, as if you're blowing out the air from your stomach, slowly and completely breathe out. After the current cycle of breathing out, gently open your eyes. So there are various practices that energize as well as help us in many different ways. So we'll be adopting such short and helpful techniques as we go along. But based on whatever you just now practiced, are there any questions? Because this is a very the easiest and the most well-known technique. Most of you would be aware, but still, are there any questions anybody has? Did any one of you find it difficult? Okay, wonderful. All right. So then shall we take the next step, Padmaji?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, Hari Om Rupesh ji and Hari Om Savitri ji, right?
Hari Om to Rupesh ji and Savitri ji.
Namaste, Hari Om.
So before we can begin the session, we would like each one of you to introduce yourself. Before that, I will also introduce myself. So I am Padma Karthik, and I am from Bangalore, and I have been associated with Light of the Self Foundation, which was founded by Shri Prabhuji, uh, our Sadguru, and this class will be based on the talks given by him on the Bhagavad Gita chapters. So in the channel, in the Light of the Self channel, you can find his talks on the chapter wise Bhagavad Gita talks also, as well as he's also given talks on Bhagavad Gita 126 shloka by shloka also he has given. So we would be sharing those links after the class, so you can go through those talks. So I have been in this journey of Bhagavad Gita with Shri Vijay sir from the past 3.5 years. I also conduct Bhagavad Gita chanting classes for kids from 4 years old onwards. So there are various batches that I take in a week and also weekend. So if any of you want to engage your children in those batches also, you can. Also, under the Light of the Self Foundation, we have many circles like the Gita Study Circle, the Vedanta Study Circle, bhajans, you name it, and we have it under the umbrella of Light of the Self. So if any of you are interested to join the other study circles as well, please connect with us and we will give you the link to those circles. So coming back to how we would be doing these classes is, before that, what I would like you to all of you to do is please introduce yourself. Some basic things what we would like to know is your name, where you're from, and anything else that you would like to share. And also, if any of you have been associated with Gita previously also, kindly let us know. Yeah, so Vijayanji, maybe start with you. Like, I'm just going by the order I see you on my screen.
Okay. Hari Om, Namaste to all of you. I'm Vijayan from Bangalore again. I stay at Shobha Forest View, a retired personnel, 67 years old. Post-retirement only, I had joined a Gita Parivar for the past 2 years. So, where we have the classes daily at different intervals. And I have covered about 15, 16 chapters. In between there are breaks because when we keep traveling or when we go abroad and all that. So that was a different way of learning, and I found it quite interesting, the chanting part of it. Of course, mastering the chanting and saying requires a lot of time, which I tend and try to do it. So I thought that because since there was a gap, I thought that this was an opportunity for me to join again with Gita Jyoti, and I was pleasantly happy about it when I saw it in the group. I hope and pray that sincerely I'll continue and benefit from your blessings and teachings.
Thank you, Vijayanji. One more point all of you can also add is, what do you understand about the focus of this particular study circle? What are you expecting? So if you can mention few words about that, it'll also be helpful, please.
Yeah. See, thing is, I'm not sure. I would probably think that as a first step, we to start learn to recite Bhagavad Gita in a right manner. Of course, the different people, there is a different way. And since I'm not exposed to Gita Jyoti, I wouldn't know that. But two things which I would like to learn is, one is the chanting part of it, and probably, I mean, I don't know how your teaching proceeds and all that. Probably either after each chapter or after each couplet, a brief meaning is being imparted. It is difficult because when you recite one sloka, the meaning can extend to many pages. It is a very wide interpretation of all that. Probably a brief thing, but again, given the paucity of the time, and since we have only 1 week, so whatever we learn from you, yeah, it is knowledge enhancement for us.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah, Padmaji.
Thank you, Jinji. Welcome to the group. Next, I am seeing Pavani on my screen. Pavani? Yeah. Could you say a few words about yourself, Pavani?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
My name is Pavani. I am from Bangalore, studying in Ayappa School, Chikabanavara.
How old are you?
11 years old.
Okay. Which grade you are in?
6th.
6th grade. Okay. Have you learned Bhagavad Gita before?
Yes, I have learned, but I forgot little.
Okay. Okay. Did you learn it where did you learn it?
From my mother only.
From your mother. Okay. Okay. Surely. Anything else you want to add? Okay. What are your interests? What do you like to do other than studying, What do you like? You like art, music, dance. What do you like?
I like art, music, dance, then learning Sanskrit.
Oh, okay. Are you learning Sanskrit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where are you learning Sanskrit? Is it part of your school?
It's part of my school, and I go to online classes also. Sometimes.
Okay. Okay. How long have you been learning Sanskrit?
From this year only.
This year only. Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank you, Pavni. Welcome to the group.
Wonderful, Pavani. Nice to have you in our group. Welcome.
Yes.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Mahodaya.
Okay. Next, I see Shubhaji on screen. Shubhaji, would you please introduce yourself?
Hari Om, everyone. I've been part of this Gita study group for, just like Padmaji said, for the past 3.5 years. I do stay in Bangalore and in SFV. And yes, this has been a wonderful journey for me for the past 3.5 years. And it has helped me change my outlook of how I see my life and how I see everything around me. And yes, I hope to continue this journey. And thanks to Light of the Self Foundation and my Guru Vijayji. Thank you.
Shivaji, particularly from these sessions, what are your expectations? What do you expect to gain out of Purna Yoga sessions?
Yeah, I have been part of the group which has 126 shlokas. I joined this group to know more about all the 700 shlokas. That was my expectation from this group. As always, I have benefited a lot from my other Vedanta and Gita study groups. So I want to continue that further. So that's how I joined this group, so that I can contemplate on all 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Hari Om. Okay. Next, I'm seeing Krishna ji. Krishna ji, would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Krishna. So I also live in Bangalore, Electronic City, and professionally I'm working in an IT company. And yeah, I'm part of the Parthasari circle from this year February. So my expectation in this satsang is to learn all the 700 slokas and understand perspectives. And the benefit what I got of is part of the circle is like the experience, the life experience. We see the same world, but after understanding and contemplating, it changed the way we look at life, the situation, and it made a drastic way and kept myself calm and happy, and the way we lead my life. Right? That's so happy. Yeah. So I want to continue with this and with everyone. And thanks, Vijayji, and everyone. So, thank you.
Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you. Welcome to the group, sir. Hari Om Deepaji, could you please introduce yourself?
Hari Om everyone. This is Deepa. I'm a housewife. I'm attending Vijayji's Gita classes conducted on Sunday, where we contemplate only on the important shlokas, 126 important shlokas. From this group, I felt I can even understand other shlokas which we don't contemplate in those sessions. So just join this group. I want to see how it goes with this group and if I can manage my timings even on Saturdays. That's it.
Welcome, Deepaji.
Welcome, Deepaji.
Rupaji, could you please share your experience? Your introduction, please.
Yeah, Padmaji.
Hari
Hari Om. I'm a housewife. I had been attending Gita classes since 2.5 years now, but I was not able to attend since a few months because I could not make it on Sunday. So I got totally disconnected from Gita. Now got the opportunity to start it again. And as we are going to contemplate on 700 shlokas, I think I'll get to know more than what I had learned in the last Gita classes. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Rupaji. Next, I am seeing Vaishnavi on screen. Vaishnavi, could you please introduce yourself? Vaishnavi, am I audible?
I'm Dr. Vaishnavi. I'm a medical doctor by qualification. I stay in Bangalore. I'm familiar to the LOS Foundation through the Saundarya Lahari classes that I attended under Nalini ma'am. And Madam introduced me to Vijay ji. And from there, I had attended a few of his online classes. Of course, because it was a weekday and I was not able to participate fully. I was looking for another session that could be done on weekends. Fortunately, I came across. My whole purpose of being part of this journey, although very early beginnings, is to understand the essence of the Gita, and of course to use it in my practice and my thinking, so that it becomes quite natural for me to only think in these lines, and also to develop chanting practice every day. And I really hope this journey helps me do that. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome, Vaishnavi.
Welcome.
Hari Om Shilpaji, could you please introduce yourself?
Hari Om everyone. My name is Shilpa and I'm from Mumbai. And initially I started started with Vijay sir the Gita Study Circle. Initially, we under the Light of Self Foundation. Initially, we had 108 shlokas, and I'm also a part of Tattva Bodha class, which is again with Vijay sir. So I'm looking forward to this class to learn the entire 700 shlokas, to improve my pronunciation, to recite the shlokas properly, to contemplate, and to be able to use whatever learnings are there from these shlokas, to incorporate them in my life, and to connect more with the Lord, which will help me, to develop that connection. It's a journey, it's work in progress. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. And thanks to Vijay sir, with his constant help and whatever he has been teaching us has helped me gain some momentum on it. So I hope to go more further.
Yeah. Welcome, Shilpaji.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Hari Om Rupesh ji, could you please introduce yourself?
Namaste, Hari Om. I am Rupesh. I am staying in Bangalore, IT professional. I came to know about the group in the SFP Telegram group where Vijayji had posted the message. So I saw this an opportunity. The intention of joining, or what I want to take away from this is to understand not only the chanting, but it has been believed that Bhagavad Gita has got the essence of all the aspects of life, and right from how we have to behave, or the management, or anything from professional or personal life, how to employ those teachings. So that is what I want to take away from this particular journey.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Welcome to the group.
You have any prior exposure, Rupesh ji?
No, except that chanting some shlokas and mantras as a daily routine. Apart from that, nothing.
Okay, wonderful. Welcome, Rupesh ji.
Thank you.
Hari Om Savitri ji, could you please introduce yourself?
Okay, madam. My name is Savitri Kinigi. I am from Udod, Bagalkot district. I had already completed one course from Maitri madam. Now also I am getting more knowledge about the Bhagavad Gita and like to introduce in my daily life. And one more thing I add is to get this meaning also in Kannada.
Kannada also. Okay, sure. Yeah.
If it is possible, please try, madam.
Sure, sure. Welcome to the group, Savitri ji.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Welcome, Savitri ji.
Okay, sir.
This group is going to be primarily English, Savitri ji.
Okay,
so we'll definitely see how to keep mixing, where appropriate. But whenever you are sharing, feel free to share it in language that you feel most comfortable. Nim Kannadane bala sulbha ansute, ನೀವು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Welcome. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you very much. Thank you all of you, first of all, for joining this satsang. Like how Padmaji already mentioned, these satsangs we conduct under the banner of Light of the Self Foundation. And Light of the Self Foundation is founded by our Sadguru. You can see in the background picture, that is Narasimha Prabhuji. He also lives in Shobha Forest View. Shri Narasimha Prabhuji has been serving humanity now for more than 3 decades. He is a engineer by education qualification. He went to IIT, and then he used to hold various kinds of positions in different IT companies. And quite a number of years back, he took a retirement from the active professional life, and he has dedicated his life to spread the knowledge of Vedanta and Gita and other scriptures. I came in touch with Prabhuji about 11 years back, and when I first met him, there used to be these Gita classes being conducted for children by one of the Atmajyoti called as Murliji. And I found that approach, especially to work with children, has been a very, very deep call. My children also were very young at that point in time, so wanted to start. And once when I began that journey with children, I could see how impactful this teaching is. So, for example, when we say Sat Sangha, so the very word Sat Sangha, there are two words here, Sat and Sangha. Sat itself means truth, Sangha means a companionship. See, we can become companions for various purposes. We can come and talk about politics, we can come and talk about movie, we can come and talk about war. So there are a number of topics that we can become companions for. Each companionship, depending upon the nature of the topic that brings us together, has a certain value. So the value of Sat, or the value of truth, is that it is that. What is truth? First of all, let's ask ourselves that question. What is truth? So what would you call as a truth? As a simple example, right now it is day. For all of us here in India, if you see outside of your window, it is day. Is it absolute truth? If you were to call your friends in, say, America right now, it would be night for them. So it is not absolute truth. It is a relative truth. It is in this particular place and time that, you can say it is light, whereas there it is night. So some truths of life are like that, relative. Whereas some other truths are not relative, which means they don't change from place to place or from time to time. As a very simple example, whatever takes birth in life has to go away one day from life and transform into something else. This particular statement, if you see, it is true whether you are here right now in India or in America, or even if you go to moon. It was true for even our grandparents, true for you, will be true for your grandchildren. So the quality of this statement is that it is independent of space and time. So such realization of such truths, what can be called as universal truth, unlike the relative truth, which is true only in a certain context, space and time, and certain cultural context. Certain truths are true only in such a context, whereas certain statements are independent of space and time, true always. When we start realizing such universal truths, it brings a tremendous impact in life. So the moment you realize that anything that is born goes away one day, the nature of our grief, sadness, when we may lose our dear ones, or when things that we really like the most, we are deeply attached and they go away for whatever reason, the grief the nature of the grief vanishes. Why? Because there is a realization that that is how life is it not? So when I realize how life is, it brings about a tremendous and a deep change from within. So this kind of a change I noticed even in children. And as I started then working with adults, so one led to another. There was a similar Gita satsang with some adults, so on and so forth. It started appearing that simple realization of these universal truths brings about a tremendous change. And people started coming and saying that it is making them feel peaceful, happy. They were able to handle various situations of their life. So it just then feels very natural. If one has to do something in life, there has to be meaning and purpose. And this has brought the most immense satisfaction. So that's why, you hear some of us have been doing this for now more than 3 years, 4 years, because the sense of satisfaction in being part of this. So that is where Light of the Self motto itself is Atmano Mokshartam Jagad Hitayacha. So there are different meanings that we all can give to our life. There are different purposes that all of us can find in our life. But the purpose, Atmano Mokshartam Jagaditayacha, which is the purpose that you can find in Vedic literature, is the highest pursuit in life. Atmano Mokshartam means to realize who I am truly. Atmano Mokshartam. Because only in that realization can I be free. As long as I live my life with a certain false notion, then I will always be afraid. It's simple, right? Which one I have to remember the most? A lie or a truth? If I've lied about something to someone, I have to constantly keep remembering that. And I have to make sure that that is protected. Whereas if I've told the truth, I can repeat that and I can even immediately forget. And next time I may say it slightly differently, but still I don't have to have the burden of remembering it. So truth unshackles. Truth liberates. Like that, who I am truly, when I realize, that liberates me from all kinds of false notions in life. Atmano Mokshartam. Moksha. Here moksha has to be understood as freedom. Simple. Then Jagaditayacha. Jagaditaya means what? How I should use my talents and my time to serve the world. When you look at the life of any great master, our own Sri Prabhuji, Mata Amritanandamayi, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, like that, when you look at the life of any great master, their life is a great role model for all of us in what to realize in life and how to use the time that we've been given in this life. Jagadhitayacha, to serve the world. In what way? There are many different ways you can serve the world. Cooking is also serving. Teaching math is also serving. Stitching is also serving. Cleaning the road is also serving. Giving water to someone is also serving. But the aspect of the serving, that which you do without any expectation, is the most important aspect. And among all the different services that you can offer, when you spread the knowledge, That is the greatest service. And there also, what kind of knowledge? That knowledge which liberates whoever that comes in touch with it must be the highest. So in that sense, Light of the Self's motto acts as a day-to-day inspiration in how I should live my life. So this is how we've been working here in Light of the Self. So in Light of the Self, I'm a volunteer who looks after the Gita study circles. There are more than some 30 plus study circles that happen all around the globe. Just like this study circle, there are study circles that happen all around the globe in different languages, in Kannada, and some happen outside of India. So the volunteers, they all are working out of their own volition. In Light of the Self, all the activities that we do are not at all charged. There is no money transaction involved in any of the activities that we do. We have Gita study circles, we have Vedanta study circles, we have a program called iLead to develop leadership qualities in children. We have bhajan study circles, bhajan learning sessions, chanting learning sessions, science circles, technology circles. So like that, under the Light of the Self Foundation, so many activities, all conducted by selfless offering of various volunteers, including Sri Prabhuji. So Prabhuji's life is a great source of inspiration for all of us. He has dedicated his life now for this. And by walking in the path of such great masters, our endeavor is to take this gift. I call this as a gift because the impact it has brought personally and in all the people with whom I'm connected is tremendous. And that gift is not something that, that I discovered or I found. It is not my knowledge. It is something that existence has offered. And it is my responsibility to carry it forward. And that is the basis of our satsangs also. So as we go along, we will be exploring more and more about, these meanings through various Bhagavad Gita shlokas. So professionally, I work as a solutions lead in a IT company called Tibil Solutions. We are primarily into data analytics and data sciences and data engineering. That's what I do. I have two, now almost adults, children. One is studying his engineering in MIT. The other one is preparing for his 12th exams. I have a wife. My parents live in Mysore. My in-laws, they also live in Mysore. And along with Light of the Self, I'm also connected with another spiritual organization called as Sevak, Society for Establishing Vishwa as a Kutumba. That is founded under the guidance of Sri Acharya Vinay Vinayakar. So there also our focus is mainly to take the knowledge of the great rishis and the spiritual tradition of India to various sections of the society. So this is a brief introduction. If any one of you have any question about the organization or the work that we are doing, would like to answer them. After that, we will understand how we'll be conducting these sessions. But before that, if any one of you have any questions, please feel free to raise them. Great. Looks like there are no questions particularly at this point of time. So then Padmaji, shall we take the next step?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we'll share the screen so that Padmaji, we can give a quick introduction to how these sessions are going to be.
Yeah.
And then we can go into learning some Gita Dhyanam.
Dhyanam.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Deepaji, would you like, Padmaji, would you like to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, we are looking to have the class 6 a.m. on Saturdays. So roughly, we are thinking about having the class for, say, around 1.5 hours, which would be 6 to 7:30 a.m. every Saturday. Today being the first day of the class. And in this, first we will begin always with the opening prayer. So, and then after that, we will go into some kind of practice or dhyana. Like today we had the stomach breathing. So there are various practices which we will be introducing slowly as we go on. So that would take about 10 minutes of the session. And then we will be chanting shlokas. Like, for example, today we will be doing the Gita Dhyanam. And as we go into the chapters of Gita, depending upon the shloka that each chapter has, for example, the first chapter has around 47 shlokas. So we are hoping to chant at least 10 or 12 of them in a session. So how the chanting would be is like I would be chanting the shloka and any one of the other participant will be repeating it. And then the participant itself, if they are comfortable, can chant the whole shloka. It will be shared on the screen for them to see. So they don't have to learn it or anything, and they can just repeat by looking at it. And then as you have seen today, when I was chanting the opening prayer, the meaning of the shloka will also be shared on that particular slide. So we can read the meaning of the shloka. And then if some questions come from there, you can note it down and share it after the chanting gets over. And then we would be sharing the deck of the talks given by Prabhuji on the Gita chapters. So every week you can go through those videos and then come up with questions relating to that video. Either it could be your own personal questions. We will also be prompting certain questions for you all to think on. And then you can come up with your own questions as well, which is different from what we would share. And then we can contemplate on those questions during these sessions. So it is not necessary that each question has to be answered by all of you, but you can, a couple of them can share, and then we can take up how many ever questions possible for us to do in that 1.5 hours. And then if there are any questions remaining, it is not necessary that we will be having it only for one session or two sessions. We can extend it to the next session as well. So if I take the example of first chapter, ideally, if I take up 12 shlokas for chanting, it would go, say, 4 weeks as far as the chanting is concerned. But we are not restricted to that 4 weeks only for the contemplating on the questions also. So we can come up with as many questions possible and we can contemplate it. Each one of us can share our understanding, and from there we can take it up further. Also, after the contemplation, we have the question Q&A also, and you can raise any other question also, and how it is it making a difference to your life, or is it you have some other clarifications you want. What I have noticed from the past 3.5 years is more than what you can understand by contemplation on these shlokas, I think it is more and more bringing clarity as to how it can be applied in your life, in your personal life, in your professional life, how when a situation arises, how we can address it. Those kind of clarity is also emerging. So I hope it also brings a lot of clarity and solutions to your personal experience. And at the end of the question answer session, we'll have the closing prayer. So The deck will be shared, the shloka deck, the talk by Prabhuji will be shared after the class. So you can go through that and come up with the questions, or any you can also summarize it. Not necessary that you have to come up only with the question. Guruji is as such summarizing the talk completely, all the shlokas. However, you can also summarize it in your own way, what you have understood from that talk. It is not necessary that you have to say exactly what he says. What is your takeaway from that chapter is what you can share. Yeah, that would be all. Anything you would like to add, sir?
Yeah. So, so what is this Purna Yoga talk that we keep referring to, which is the basis of our contemplation, and what is that we keep calling as this contemplation? What is the purpose of this? See, in the Vedantic way, so there are different paths available in order to realize the truth of nature, truth of our own selves, and to live life in accordance to that truth. So you may have heard about Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Jnana Yoga. These are the four fundamental, four unique paths. Out of that, Jnana Yoga is the highest, because ultimately, what we refer as truth has to be realized through the right understanding. So the focus of our sessions is therefore going to be primarily Jnana, meaning understanding. And the process of understanding in the Vedantic way, Vedanta, the word Vedanta means Veda Anta. So there are about a couple of ways in which you can look at that word. Veda means knowledge. Anta means end. So that is one way of understanding. End of knowledge. How can it be? Is it even possible? We all know that knowledge is infinite. As you keep learning, there is more to learn. How can there be end to knowledge? The other way of looking at the word Vedanta is, you all know there are four major Vedas, and the Vedas contain broadly two kinds of knowledge. One, what is referred as the knowledge of the so-called outer world, the knowledge of physics, chemistry, math, science, biology, singing, dancing, sculpture, cooking, various such knowledge. What is called as aparavidya. There is also knowledge of para, means self-knowledge, which comes in the Upanishad part of the Vedas. And to learn the truths in the Upanishad, Vedantic tradition gives a structured approach. Just like when you and I learned whatever we have learned in life. Take a simple example, maybe say cycling. You and I had to learn it from somebody. Somebody helped us to maybe sit, hold, or maybe somebody showed how to balance, how to pedal. Like that, simple things we had to either by observing somebody or by direct teaching of somebody, we had to first learn, and then we had to practice. Cycling is not something that, I can simply sit in a classroom, observe as information and say, I know cycling. So like that, I have to practice. I have to sit, initially I was out of balance. You might have fallen, hurt yourself, but you got up, again you sat. So over a period of time, you became a master. So today, maybe, you may not have cycled for many years now, or you may be, I don't know. But even if, let's say, you have not, even if today a cycle is given, you're very comfortable in sitting and being able to balance. So it has become now a deep-rooted capability within you. You don't have to keep remembering, do I know cycling? Do I know cycling? No, It is now deep-rooted. So like that, the knowledge of the self or the jnana has to be. And in a way, it is slightly different from any other kind of jnana. Any other kind of jnana, there may be a fear that, I may forget. But the knowledge of the self, who you truly are, though it is called as jnana, it is unlike other jnana. It is about you, who you are truly. So the forgetfulness that we associate with other knowledge is not applicable here. How it is so? As we go along, we'll explore more. As we get into various discussions, you will see it. So like that, Vedantic tradition helps us to realize the self clearly. So Vedantic tradition gives a simple 3-step process. Like I said, to learn anything, there has to be a structure. So first of all, the structure is the Vedantic tradition. And what is that structure? It is called as Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. And this is, in fact, if you look at it, is how you've learned whatever you've learned in life. Shravana, the very first step is Shravana. You have to come in touch with that knowledge first. How? By listening to it. Shravana. And for that, we'll be using the talks given by Sri Prabhuji. So Prabhuji has given talks on various topics on spirituality, various Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Darshana classes, various kinds of talks are there. In fact, if you go to YouTube, you will find more than some 2,000 videos. And they amount to, if you were to sit from morning till evening, all 7 days of a week, it will take about 2.5 years to just simply to listen all the talks he has given. That much of contribution is already offered. We will be using 19 talks he has given on Bhagavad Gita. So there are different ways in which we can go into this contemplation of Bhagavad Gita, shloka by shloka. But here the approach that we have taken broadly is these 19 talks he has given. In each talk, he has summarized one particular chapter. And, Sankhya Yoga, which is the second chapter, has more than one video. That's why you have 19. Because in Bhagavad Gita, all of you would know, there are 18 chapters, about 700 or 701 shlokas, depending upon, how you look at it. There is one particular chapter where there is usually one more shloka in some books. In some books, there is one less shloka. So 700 or 701. So Prabhuji has given talks summarizing each chapter. So each of the talk is about roughly 2.5 hours or so on an average. So the material that is covered in each chapter covers all the shlokas in a summarized way. So as you go into listening to that, you will also understand it. So usually, for example, like the first chapter has 47 shlokas. So he would be talking by breaking them into sections. And he'll be talking about the various themes. So that is how you will come into touch with the broad understanding, right? So the Shravana part. Then when you come into this session, what we do here is primarily what we call as manana, contemplation. Like how already Padmaji prompted. See, when we listen to something, it's a passive engagement with that knowledge. We are simply listening. And in fact, it's a very important activity. When you open your heart and deeply listen, that itself transforms you. That is the primary objective of Shravana. Manana, as you listen to something, you may have some questions. How is it so? Why is it so? See, I made a statement earlier about truth. Anything that is born dies one day or transforms one day. You may have an example, or you may have a certain situation which may feel like a contradictory to that statement. So you may say, no, it is not so in this particular context. So that particular question has to be resolved. Or your own understanding of what you've heard has to be spoken. It's a very, very important critical aspect of jnana. You listen to something and you say that out. And when you're saying, you're again listening to it. This kind of is a feedback loop. See, when you listen to somebody, you feel, yeah, I got it. Yeah, correct. But when you have to express yourself is where many a times, depending upon how the things are arranged in the mind, sometimes a question may come. Oh, I never thought about it this way when I was listening. Okay, there is a question. So manana helps to kind of deepen and arrange so that it becomes internalized. See, truth is not something that you simply listen as an information and say, great, clap, oh, very nice, and go away. What is the purpose of our satsang is to use these truths. How? By realizing them. When do you realize? When you listen and when you yourself contemplate. Is that enough? No. That is the third step, nididhyasa. Nididhyasa is like applying that. I've realized the truth that whatever that is born transforms or goes away one day. Now, how do I apply that? Various situations come in our life. So in that situation, I have to hold on to the truth. Nidhi dhyasa. The word nidhi dhyasa means holding on to that truth. Meaning what? Meaning that I see how to apply the truth in that given situation. So like that, Vedantic tradition gives us a simple 3-step based structured approach. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. So through these 3 steps, we will be going deeper into realizing these truths and applying them in our day-to-day context. Because ultimately, these satsangs are not because I also know Bhagavad Gita. In fact, I am not even a Sanskrit expert, or I cannot even claim to be a Bhagavad Gita expert. So whatever we have heard and listened to and understood, that has brought a tremendous change in their life. So it is sharing of that. And how it has brought? Only by realizing and applying. So that is the primary purpose, that Bhagavad Gita becomes a practical application of life, of the divine life that Sri Krishna and Sadgurus like Prabhuji are showing. It's a divine life. So that is how we are going to be having these sessions. So let me pause again. Any questions, anyone? In either the content that we have chosen to guide us, or the structure that we explained about how we are going to be operating. Any questions?
Guruji, Hari Om, would we be proceeding from chapter 1 in the sequential order, or certain chapters which you're specific about and we go about it?
No, we'll go chapter by chapter.
Okay.
So, like how Padmaji already mentioned, each session we'll be first of all chanting the shlokas from that chapter. And then we will be taking some 4 questions from that chapter. And we would have already indicated that, okay, next, say 4 or 5 weeks, focus will be on first chapter. So, for example, 47 shlokas, to learn to chant 12 shlokas per session it takes about 4 sessions broadly.
Okay.
And the talk itself is about, say, 2.5 hours. And you may be able to grasp, say, I'm just saying, say at about 20 minutes on an average, right? Because the 20 minutes of talk itself has a lot of material. And when we come into the contemplation, you will see that it raises many questions. So like that, it takes about a good 4 or 5 sessions to complete one chapter based learning of the chanting and contemplation.
Okay, one more question. Would the chapters, the PDF version in Sanskrit and English, would it be shared prior,
Yes,
or
yes,
what
we
we
will
see
be
in
we'll
this
be
video?
sharing that. So for example, this whatever the shloka deck that you saw, so the opening prayers, as you can see, there is a prayer, the English transliteration of that, then there is an English meaning, right? So like that. Now, for example, now we'll be going into the Dhyana shloka. This deck will be shared, number 1, as a resource. Number 2, the talks, the playlist of the Prabhuji's talks will also be shared. There are 19 talks. We'll be sharing the link of the particular video that will be the focus, right? So that way you have all the resources and you can continue to go through this. These talks, you don't have to necessarily adjust according to the sessions here. So as you complete, let's say, one of the video, you can go into the next video. So like that, you can continue to listen, right? So Shravana,
so the PDF version would be shared prior, so that when you want to practice chanting or when you want to sort of be prepared prior to the classes.
Absolutely. So not only that, for example, we'll have many questions based on the particular chapter that we're contemplating. Those questions bank also will be shared in the same deck. You'll also start seeing us adding the question bank. So you can come prepared, and also we would have mentioned which are the next 4 questions that we'll be focusing on. Yeah.
So it can be a printable version. Would it be very voluminous to print and have it with us, or advisable to store it in a folder and see it on the screen only?
You can definitely print. For example, see, it's been designed in a way that it helps our contemplation here. When, say, for example, when we are looking at this, you can see the shloka clearly. You can see
yes.
Right? This is how this particular deck is. You can. So if you print, it will come to about some 700, 800 pages if you print. But you will, of course, find many other abridged versions. If you want, we can just put all the shlokas also together in that abridged version, maybe chapter by chapter. And you can also start printing them if you want printed material. Yeah. Any other questions? Anyone? Excellent. All right. As we go along, of course, you'll be experiencing the structure that we just now explained. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. More and more, we'll be using those terms, right? So if there are no other questions at this point of time, we can begin. It is formally, we always begin Bhagavad Gita studies through Gita Dhyanam. So I'll request Padmaji to introduce quickly to Gita Dhyana and take us through Gita Dhyana today.
So before I introduce, it's 7:30 now. Is everyone okay to continue?
It is 7:20. We have another 10 minutes, Padmaji.
10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay, so before we begin the chanting of all the shlokas, we are going to be chanting the Gita Dhyana. So the Gita Dhyana is penned by Shri Madhusudana Saraswati ji. Sometime back in 16th century, he was a 16th century scholar, and he penned the Gita Dhyanam. So with the intention of keeping our mind clear and attuned to what we are going to learn further, let us offer our respects and seek the blessings of all the gurus, Shri Krishna himself who has given us the Gita, and to all those who have brought this down generation by generation, and finally we have it in many forms now, not only by only Shravana or Shruti, we have it in various forms. So let us seek the blessings of all the great masters and the Bhagavan who has given us this, and start our chanting the shlokas. So how I will be going about the Gita Dhyanam is, I will be chanting the Gita Dhyanam one by one. So there are 9 shlokas in this. And as I chant, I would like any one of you to volunteer and chant after me. So either I can go by how I see you on the screen. Like right now I'm seeing Vijayan sir first. So maybe the first shloka you can chant, sir. So
Okay.
how I will do is I will go line by line. You can repeat after me. And
Okay.
if you are comfortable in chanting, after we finish the line by line, you can just chant the whole shloka once. And then you can also read the meaning of the shloka that is given below. So that is how we will go. So I am starting now.
Sorry, one short interruption. Sorry, really, Padmaji.
Yes, yes.
Today, our plan is to complete the 9 Gita Dhyana shlokas. So, which means that, if we do this repetition approach, we may overrun by some 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Is that okay with everyone? Or should we stop at 7:30? How do everyone feel?
Okay, from my end, 7:30 would be better because some things are lined up, but I don't know about others. We can check with
No problem. So then, we will, okay, so Padmaji, then you can see till where we reach in the Gita Dhyanam. We can pick it up from next session.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But what I feel is that since this is the first session, there are other people also. So within 5 minutes, maybe only 1 or 2 persons will get an opportunity. So let it spill over for about another 5-10 minutes or so, so all get an opportunity. That's better.
Thank you.
I'm okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So then let us complete Gita Dhyanam, Padmaji.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam
Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam
Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam
Bhagavatha Narayana Swayam
Vyasena Grathitam
Vyasena Gratitan
Purana Munina
Purana Munina
Madhye Mahabharatam
Madhye Mahabharatam
Advaitamritavarshini
Advaitamritavarshini
Bhagavati
Bhagavatim
Ashtadashadhyayini
Ashtadashadhyayini
Ambatvamanusandadhami
Ambatvam Swadi
Anusandadhami
Ambatvam Anusandadhami
Bhagavad Gita
Bhagavad Gita
Bhavadveshini.
Bhavadveshini.
Sir, will you be able to chant, sir, the whole shloka once?
1 second. Om Parthaya प्रतिबोधिता भगवता नारायण स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथिताम् पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीम् भगवतीम् अष्टदशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामुनिधानिमि भगवद्गीते भवद्देहिनीम्.
So I will chant it one time completely and then you can read the meaning, sir.
Okay.
Om Parthaya Pratibodhita Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamrutavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayini Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. Sir, please chant the meaning.
Okay. Bhagavad Gita taught to Arjuna by Lord Narayana himself, written in the middle of Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa. He says, O Divine Mother, she who showers exler of Advaita on us, O Mother of 18 chapters, meditate on thee, O Bhagavad Gita, the destroyer of illusion of manifestation, which is samsara.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Savitri ji, could you please unmute and chant after me?
Okay, madam.
Namostute
Namostute
Vyasa Vishala Buddhe
Vyasa Vishala Buddhe
Pullara Vindayata Patra Netra
Ullara Vindaya Tapatra Netra
Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha
Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purna
Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha.
Prajvalito Dhyanamaya Pradipaha.
Savitri ji, please chant the full shloka.
Okay. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vindaya
Yata
Tapatra Pullara Vindaya Tapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purna Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha.
So I will read the meaning. Thank you, Savitri ji. Salutations, O Vyasa, one with the great intellect, with eyes like the lotus in full bloom, through whom the lamp of light is filled with oil of knowledge. Next I am seeing Rupa ji. Rupa ji, please chant after me.
Yeah, Padma.
Prapanna parijataya
Prapanna parijataya
Totra vetraikapanaye
Stotra vetraikapanaye
Jnanamudraya Krishnaya
Jnanamudraya Krishnaya
Gita Duhe Namaha.
गीतामृतदुहे नमः।
Rupaji, please chant the full shloka.
प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः।
Salutations to Krishna, the bestower of all desires of the desirees, the holder of cane to herd the cattle, and also Jnana Mudra, the milker of the elixir of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you, Rupaji. Shubhaji, could you please chant after me the next shloka?
Yeah.
Sarvopanishado gavo
Sarvopanishado gavo
dogdha gopalanandanaha
Dogda Gopalanandanaha
partho vatsa sudhir bhokta
Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhoktha
dugdham geetamritam mahat.
Dugdam Geetamritam Mahat Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogda Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhoktha Dugdam Geetamritam Mahat. Should I read the English meaning also? Okay. All the Upanishads are cows. The milker is Krishna, the cowherd boy. Arjuna is the calf. Wise and pure men drink the milk, the supreme immortal nectar of the Gita. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubhaji. Pavani, could you please unmute?
Begin.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam
Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsacha
Yeah, please go ahead, Pavni. Yeah.
Kamsachanooramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
Beautiful. Can you also chant, read the meaning in English?
Okay.
Huh.
I salutate Lord Krishna, son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of Kamsa and Chanura, the bestower of supreme delight, to Mother Devaki, the teacher of the world.
Very good. Thank you so much. Okay, next I see Krishna ji. Krishna ji, could you please chant?
Yeah.
Sir, would you like to chant on your own or should I repeat?
Yeah, I can do
Yeah,
this.
please. Yeah, please chant.
Bhishma Drona Tata Jayatrata Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagahavatini Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwatthama Vikarna Gora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sutirkalu Pandavai Rananadi Kaivartaka Keshavaha.
Krishna ji, I
The
love.
battle of
Yeah. Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the battle river of Kurukshetra with Bhishma, Drona as the two banks, Jayatratha as the water, Shakuni, king of Gandhara, as the blue water lily, Shalya the crocodile, Kripa the current, Karna the mighty wave, Ashwadama and Vikarna as the dangerous alligators, and Duryodhana the whirlpool was crossed by the Pandavas because they had Krishna as their ferryman.
Thank you, Krishna ji. I will chant this shloka once and then we can go to the next one. Bhishma Drona Tata Jayadratha Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwatthama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana वर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवै रणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः. So next I see Vaishnavi ji. Could you please chant after me?
Ma'am, can you say, ma'am? I will repeat.
Yes. Parasharyavachah
Parasharyavachah
Sarojamamalam
Sarojamamalam
Geetarthagandhotkatam
Geetarthagandhotkatam
Nanakhyanakesaram
Nanakyanakakesaram
Harikatha
Harikatha
Sambodhana Bodhitam
Sambodhana Bodhitam
Loke Sajjana Shatpadair Aharahaha
Loke Sajjana Shatpadair Aharaha
Pepiyamanam Muda
Pepiyamanam Muda
Bhuyat Bharat Pankajam Kalimala
Bhuyat Bharata Pankajam Kalimala
Pradhvamsina Shreyase.
Pradvamsina Shreyase.
Could you please read the meaning, Vaishnavi ji?
Yes, ma'am. May this stainless lotus of the Mahabharata, born in the waters of the words of Vyasa, son of Parashara, with intense, sweet fragrance of the essence of Gita, with numerous narratives as its stamens, fully opened by the discourses on Hari, and joyously sucked again and again by the virtuous bees of the world, may it prevail for the good of all who wish to be cleansed of the stain of the age of Kali.
Thank you, Vaishnavi ji.
Thank you,
Shilpa ji, could you please unmute yourself and chant after me?
Yes, Padmaji.
Do you want to chant the shloka all by yourself?
Okay, Padmaji.
Yeah, please.
Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat krupa tamaham vande paramananda madhavam. I bow down to Sri Krishna, the source of all joy, whose compassion makes the dumb speak and the lame cross over mountains.
Thank you, Shilpa ji.
Thank you, Padma.
So, who would like to chant one more time? Pavani?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you chant the 9th shloka? Will you repeat after me?
Okay, ma'am.
Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha
Yam Brahma Varuna Indra Rudra Marutaha
Tunvanti Divyaistavaihi
Tunvanti Divyaistavai
Vedai Sangha Kramopanishadaihi
Vedai Sangha Padaka Krama
Kramopanishadaihi
Padakramopanishadaihi
Gayanti Yam Samagaha
Gayantiyam Samagaha
Dhyanavastita
Dhyanavasthita
Tadgatena Manasa
Tadgatena Manasa
Pashyanti Yam Yogino
पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो
यस्यान्तं न विदुः
यस्यां तं नं विदुः
सुरासुरगणाः
सुरासुरगणाः
देवाय तस्मै नमः
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 देवाय तस्मै नमः.
Please read the meaning, Pavni.
Yes, ma'am. My salutations to the Supreme Being, whom Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, Maruta glorify with glorify with divine hymns, whose pleased by singers of Sama Veda by singing Vedas with all complementary parts, sections, and Upanishads, whom yogis intuit with mind absorbed in meditation, and whose limit neither the hearts of devas nor asuras know of.
Thank you, Pavani. So with this shloka, we complete all the 9 dhyana shlokas. So from next class, we will start with the first chapter chanting. You all can practice this with the deck that we would be sharing. So if you want, initially or any one of the day, we can take up chanting the dhyana shloka also once more. And if any doubts you all have in how to chant, you can watch the recording of this video, which will be shared after class.
Also, if any one of you, as you go through these 9 dhyana shlokas, if you have any particular questions about the meaning that you very briefly saw, if you have any questions, feel free to either raise them in the group or bring them to the next session. So as already mentioned, we will be sharing the link of the Prabhuji's talks. So let me just very briefly show. We'll be sharing this. We'll be sharing this, in which you'll find the link of the Prabhuji's talks, so that you will find. We'll share this document with all of you. Also, we'll share the 700 shlokas. Here also the link will be mentioned. Yeah, so you can refer to this. And playlist. So this is the playlist. You will see about 19 different talks, and you can go talk by talk. Yeah, and you're free to continue to listen to them, though the class may be, or the session here may be focused on any one particular chapter. All right. Is there anything more that needs to be said, Padmaji, at this point of time?
No, sir. I think that is
covered. Okay. Does anyone, before we close with the ending prayers, anyone has any question or any suggestion? Is the plan and the approach that we are suggesting, is that okay? If you have any particular suggestions, please let us know. Great. So,
one small suggestion is that some of us would know Sanskrit properly, some may not know, some may be reciting in a particular way. As Prabhuji and Mataji ask us to recite, I would think as a practice, let Mataji recite and then we recite, even if you know. And while one is while is reciting, we can be in mood and we can repeat after Mataji alongside. So that helps us to know that how the recitation should be.
Sure, sir. Sure,
Yeah.
sir. Noted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Padmaji.
Yeah. Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead me from untruth to truth, darkness to light, impermanence to permanence. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om, Purnamadah, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, that is complete. This is complete. When completeness is removed from completeness, what remains is complete. When completeness is added to completeness, totality remains complete. Om, peace, peace, peace. Nanu, nanenbadu nanalla, idehamana buddhi nanalla, Sachidanandatma Shivananu nane, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. I am pure consciousness, Shiva Swarupi. Antarjyotir, Bahirjyotir, Pratyakjyotir, Parat Paraha, Jyotirjyotihi, Swayam Jyotihi, Atmajyoti, Shivosmyaham. I am the supreme light of awareness, illuminating the outer world of objects, inner world of thoughts, and deep sleep state. I am the divine light of the nature of auspiciousness, Shiva Swarupi. Atmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Satyadarshanam. Recognition of the self is recognition of the whole. Recognition of the whole is recognition of truth. Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may we all be protected, may we all be nourished. May we work together, sharing our energies. May our intellect be sharpened. May we be friends forever. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may all be prosperous and happy. May all be free from illness. May all see what is uplifting. May no one suffer. May there be well-being in all. May there be peace in all. May there be completeness in all. May there be auspiciousness in all. Om, peace, peace, peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy, healthy, peaceful. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Thank you everyone for joining
you all.
today.
Hari
Have a
Om.
nice day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
ma'am.
Hari Om.
Thank you, sir.
Hari Om.